is ESBR Boxing. Delighted, as always, to be joined by Queensberry's Dev Sahni. Dev, Birmingham last week, London this week. It never stops. How's things?
Just a cracking show after a cracking show. How's things? Things are great, you know. You look at 2 back-to-back fight weeks, you can be a little bit knackered, trying to recover kind of thing, but it just gets you. You get gripped, you get taken into it, and it's a thrilling show on Saturday night. Like, not just the main event, which has got everyone talking, but the undercard fights, fantastic. So much to look forward to. And I enjoyed the pressers today as well. There were 2, like, I mean, you tell me, but to me, they felt like good, entertaining pressers.
Well, yeah, I've been to my fair share of boring press conferences. Today definitely wasn't one of them. It was definitely a good value for money.
I care about that. I mean, obviously, look, I feel like if one doesn't go well, in my head, I'm like, oh, like I blame myself for it because I should be able to do something. Sometimes it's tough when fighters don't want to talk and so close to fight night. Like, I'll let my fist do the talking, all of that. But today it was good.
I think what made a difference today, it wasn't just the main event that was entertaining, it was the undercard as well. So I just want to touch on big fight, McCann-Baluta, the rematch. I'm not sure how good you Spanish is, Dev, but just what did you make of the back and forth today?
Well, I got the bit when he was saying gracias, so I was like, I'll take that, and he's charged, I can do that bit. Yeah, I mean, I understood parts of it all, but Baluta just kept going and going and going, and Dennis was biting back. Fantastic. You know, it's gonna take the subtitle guys at Queensberry a little while to just put the clips together, but looking forward to seeing it. I love the energy. That's the one thing you can take away from that. There is an energy about that fight. These are 2 guys who feel that there's unfinished business, and on Saturday they get to finish that business. European title on the line as well. Brilliant fight.
Yeah, something to really look forward to. You've done your fair share of press conferences. You've done your fair share of tense press conferences. How close was that for something kind of happening? We know Chisora can be a bit of a volatile character. Joyce looked like he's been a bit bothered by things people have said this week. How tense was that for you, Dev?
I don't know if it was tense. It felt fairly good-natured. I think maybe the tensest part was when Chisora like pulled my chair in and suggested I was acting like a weasel because brought up that Zhang thought that he's backing Joyce to beat him. But yeah, no, it was just, I think it was just right. They had enough back and forth, and Joe, actually, you know, he really held his own when they went back and forth. Said some good things up there, so it was good.
Yeah. And of course, we'll see what happens tomorrow at the weigh-in, and of course Saturday night. One big talking point about the main event Saturday night, Dev, has been, will the loser retire? Will the loser be able to get into another big fight? Do you go along with that? We've seen Chisora lose many times, and he's come back in big fights. We've seen Joyce lose, and we saw that fight against Cash Ali, but we don't know how much is really left of Joyce. Would you go along with that?
I don't think Derek Chisora will retire. He's made it pretty clear he wants to get to 50 fights. Right, this is his last fight at the O2. So if he is to retire after this, it means that Joe Joyce has done huge damage to him. With Joe Joyce, then I don't know. It's difficult to see a path if you lose to Derek Chisora. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see. Just final one from me, Dev. We've touched on potential retirements then. I know everyone at Queensberry is going to be back in Daniel Dubois to beat Enter Josh on September 21st. If that happens, do you think Joshua could retire? He's expected to beat Dubois, but it's definitely a live opponent for him. Do you think that's a possibility if Dubois beats AJ?
No, there's no shame in losing to Daniel Dubois, to losing to a world heavyweight champion who hits very, very hard in the heavyweight division, who has the momentum of beating Miller and Hrgovic. Like, there's no shame in that. So I would say if Joshua loses to Dubois, he will not retire. He'll probably try and do a rematch and try and get it back.
Dev Sahni, as always, thank you very much for your time.
No worries, no worries.
Thanks, Dev.
No worries, mate.